Hello students, as in the last lecture we had covered the type number 2 means subtypes of the type number 8 where we saw when the denominator is expressed as a repeated linear factor. So this is the subtype 3 we can say for the type number 8, where if denominator is expressed as the product of linear factor, here we have the product of linear factor and non-repeated quadratic factor. This non-repeated quadratic factor means what? This quadratic factor is non-factorizable. Further, we cannot factorize this quadratic expression, yes or no? So remember, whenever a denominator is expressed as a linear as well as a non-repeated quadratic factor means what? Further, we cannot factor this quadratic expression further. So we have to express this function as a upon x minus a, as here we have a linear function. Whenever we know that whenever we have a linear function, we write it as a upon x minus a, yes or no? Okay, and then here we have a non-repeated quadratic factor. So this non-quadratic repeated factor, it can be written as bx plus c upon x square plus b. So you have to remember this format. Okay, so here in the type number 8, the first subtype, it was when the denominator it was expressed as non-repeated linear factor. Second, it was when the denominator it as expressed as repeated linear factor. Here in this type we're gonna do the sum based on when the denominator is expressed as the product of a linear factor and non-repeated quadratic factor, and see to that this quadratic expression we cannot factorize further. Okay, so this expression can be written as a upon x minus a plus bx plus c. Here you will write, okay, here also a upon x minus a plus, wherever you see quadratic there you will write bx plus c upon x square plus bx plus c. Okay, so now as we know that with the help of one linear factor, you will get only one value of the alphabet. Either you will get a, b or c, as here we have three constant a, b and c, yes or no? So with the help of one linear factor you will get one answer, with the help of two linear factor you will get two answer, and with the help of three linear factor you will get three answer. As for this expression, here we have only one linear factor, so with the help of this either you will get the value of a, b or c. Okay, now further, as we know that for this type there are some few formulas, which additional formula which you have to apply, like this one and this one. We know that as in the type number 1 and type number 2 also we had applied, integration 1 upon x can be written as log mod x plus c, and integration 1 upon ax plus b can be written as log mod ax plus b into 1 upon a plus c, as using the chain rule. Here's some here for this type number subtype number 3. Here we have some additional formula. Whenever you come across for this type of sum, whenever you come across the function as in the form of f dash x upon f of x, so we know that the property, it says that whenever it is in the form of f dash x upon f of x, it is equals to what? Log mod f of x plus c. As here we have the linear factor, of course, so the first part it will get converted into, either it will get converted to 1 upon x or 1 upon ax plus b, yes or no? The second part here for this section, either it will get converted into integration 1 f dash x upon f of x into dx equals to log mod f of x plus c, or else it will get converted into this 3 formula, and this 3 formula we know that it is your type number 1a. As I told in many exercise, the type number 1a will play an important role. Okay, so sometime you will see integration 1 upon x square plus a square. Sometime you will come across 1 upon x square minus a square, or 1 upon a square minus x square. And 1 upon x square plus a square, we know that it is 1 upon a tan inverse x upon a plus c. 1 upon x square minus a square is 1 upon 2a log mod x minus a upon x plus a plus c. And 1 upon a square minus x square is what? 1 upon 2a log mod a plus x, a minus x plus c. Okay, so your first part, it will get converted into integration of 1 upon x into dx. And here the second part, either it will get converted into f dash x upon f of x into dx, or sometime you have to apply the type number 1a formula. Okay, so let's take one example based on this type. Whenever you come across the denominator is expressed as the product of linear factor and non-repeated quadratic factor. Okay, so here we have one example in front of us. Here we have integral x minus 1 upon x plus 1 x square plus 1. So forget about the numerator section, whether it is a linear factor or a quadratic, it doesn't matter. Just you have to focus on to the denominator. Your denominator, it should be expressed as what? Product of linear factor and non-repeated quadratic factor. As clearly we can see that here we have one linear factor and this is a quadratic factor, because here the power of the variable, clearly we can see that it is 2, and here the power of the variable it is 1. So this is a linear factor and this is a quadratic factor, and clearly we can see that this quadratic factor we cannot factorize further. Okay, understood? So here this sum, clearly we can see that this look like what? Product of a linear and a non-repeated quadratic factor. Here it doesn't matter whether in the numerator we have a linear factor or a quadratic. Okay, simply we have to focus on to the denominator. Okay, so now we know that as it is in this form, so the linear, this part can be written as a upon x minus a, and this section it can, as here we have the quadratic equation, quadratic expression, this can be written as what? Bx plus c upon x square plus b. Okay, so let's begin with the step. So here you will start writing with what? Let x minus 1 upon x plus 1 x square plus 1, it can be written as what? A upon x plus 1 plus bx plus c upon x square plus 1. Okay, so now we know that exactly what we have to do. Simply cross multiply, make the denominator same. Okay, cross multiply. When you will cross multiply, here clearly we can see that here the denominator is same, so we can cancel the denominator. Means try to convert this expression in a straight form, straight expression, yes or no. Okay, try to remove this denominator. So there are 2 3 different method. By cross multiplying also we can cancel this denominator, or else by taking the LCM, or else just make the denominator same, yes or no. So there are 2 3 different method, and one method is what? Simply multiply throughout by this part. Okay, so when you will do multiplying throughout by x plus 1 x square plus 1, so here what will happen? Here you will get x minus 1, yes or no. Here x plus 1 will get cancelled, and here you will get x square plus 1, and here x square plus 1 will get cancelled, and you will get here x plus 1, and this section also I will write inside the bracket as it contains two terms. Okay, now as we know that with the help of one linear factor will get one value of x, simply replace the value of x by -1, so you will get the answer of a, or else you will get the answer of b, or else you will get the value of c. But here we have three constant term, so we required all the values a, b as well as c. So now we'll see the procedure how to find. With the help of this one linear factor you can able to find your one answer, but what about the remaining two? Okay, so now we'll see. So here we'll bracket open this part and we'll arrange the term with respect to the like terms like x square, x, and the number. Yes or no? As the same thing we had did for the type number 2 also. Yes or no? So bracket open, so here you will get what, a x square plus a. Here when you will bracket open, so here you will get b x square plus bx plus cx plus c. Yes or no? X minus 1 equals 2, as here clearly we can see that here we have 2 x square term, so x square is common, so here inside the bracket you will get a plus b. Here we have 2 x term, so inside the bracket you will get b plus c. Yes or no? And here we have 2 term without x. Okay, now after that we know that what exactly we have to do. Here we have to compare the left hand side and right hand side coefficient, as here for x the coefficient is b plus c, and here for x here the coefficient is 1, and for without x for number a plus c the coefficient is -1. But what about x square? Here in the left hand side we don't have x square, so x square is missing in the left hand side. So we know that whenever a term is missing in the left hand side, we can write it as 0x square. Yes or no? 0x square, x minus 1, a plus b, x square plus b plus cx plus a plus c. So just simply comparing the coefficient of left hand side and right hand side. So here you will get a plus b as 0, then b plus c as 1, and a plus c as -1. So this will give us equation number 1, equation number 2, and equation number 3. So I hope you all understood the sum till here. Okay, now after this what you will do, after this we know that with the help of 1, so we'll write this part inside the box. Okay, so now we know that with the help of one linear factor we can able to find our one answer. So here we'll put x plus 1 equals to 0, so that is x will be equals to -1. Simply replace the x wherever you see x by -1, so here you will get what, -1 equals to a. Here -1 square will be what, 1. Yes or no? So here this will be what, -1 plus c. Here -1 plus 1. So this will be what, -2 equal to a. 1 plus 1 is what, 2. Here 1 minus -1 plus 1 is 0. So 0 into any number will be what, a 0 here. Yes or no? So here you will get what, -2 equals to 2a. So therefore the value of a will be equals to what, -2 by 2. So here we got the answer of a, that is a equals to -1. As I told, with the help of one linear factor you will get only one answer. Now we have to find the answer for B and C. So simply substitute the value of A and this equation number 1. So we'll substitute the value of A equals to 1 in equation number 1. So therefore A plus B is equals to what? 0. So therefore A is what? Minus 1 plus B equals to 0. So therefore B will be equals to what? 1. So here we got the answer of B also. Now we'll substitute the value of A or else B in equation number 2. So we'll substitute the value of B equals to 1 in equation number 2. So B plus C equals to what? 1. So therefore 1 plus C equals to what? 1. So therefore C will be equals to 1 minus 1. Yes or no? So therefore C is equals to what? 0. Either you can substitute the value of A equals to minus 1 in equation number 3. Still you will get the same answer of C. Okay, so in the both the cases you will get same answer. So it is on you whether you want to put the value of B or whether you want to put the value of A. So here for this sum we got all the values. A is what? Minus 1, B is what? 1, and C is what? 0. So in this way you will find your value of A, B and C. Okay, got the point? So we know that whenever a denominator is expressed as one linear product of one linear factor and second is what? Non repeated quadratic factor. As this quadratic factor we cannot factorize further. Remember this, okay? We cannot split or we cannot solve this second what we call quadratic factor by using any other method. It will be same as it is. So this function can be expressed as a upon x minus a plus bx plus c upon x square plus b. So it doesn't matter whether here we have a linear or a quadratic, the pattern will be same. Okay, for this if your quadratic is absent, so what will happen while finding the answer of ABC? When you will compare the left hand side and right hand side coefficient, here x square term will be absent. Suppose here linear is replaced by quadratic expression. So what will happen while finding the value of ABC? Here that x square term will be present, as here clearly we can see that here x square term is present. Okay, so that is the difference. So it doesn't matter here we have a linear or a quadratic one. Okay, still you have to express the expression as a upon x minus a and bx plus c quadratic part. Here also bx plus c the quadratic part. And we know that with the help of one linear factor we'll get only one value. So to find the remaining two value, so this is the method comparing the coefficient where you will get the equation. Again there are 2-3 different method in which you can find your answer of ABC, but I feel this method is lengthy but it is safer. Okay, where you will get the value of ABC perfectly. Okay, so here we got the value of A as minus 1, B as 1 and C as 0. Okay, so now we know that x minus 1 upon x plus 1 x square plus 1, it can be written as a upon x plus 1 plus bx plus c upon x square plus 1. So therefore x minus 1 upon x plus 1 x square plus 1 equal to the value of a is what? Minus 1, which we got minus 1 upon x plus 1 plus b answer is what? 1. So if b answer is 1, so here you will get x, and c answer is what? 0. So plus 0. So x plus 0, you will get x only, yes or no? And here you will get x square plus 1. So therefore, as we know that this expression x minus 1 upon x plus 1 into x square plus 1 it can into dx, as this function we can express it as minus 1 upon x plus 1 plus x upon x square plus 1 into dx, yes or no? So therefore further, here we have plus and there are two different terms. As we know that we cannot able to find the direct integral here because we don't have u by v rule. So we have to arrange the function in a such a way that where you will get two different term, okay, in two different term, and easily we can integrate the section separately. Okay, so this pattern of arranging the sum, it is known as what? Partial fraction, yes or no? So for the partial fraction, there are three different type of sum. In the first type, where we saw when the denominator is expressed as non-repeated linear factor. In the type number 2, you saw the denominator when it is expressed as repeated linear factor. Here we saw when the denominator is the product of linear factor and non-repeated quadratic factor. So as these types of sum, we cannot solve by using u by v rule, because in each and every case you will see you will have some term in the numerator and some term in the denominator, as it look like u by v, and integration we don't have u by v rule. So we have to arrange this function in such a way that where we can able to find the integral of this section easily. So these are the method in which you have to present your sum. As here we have two different terms, so we can separate this integral. So minus we can write outside, 1 upon x plus 1 into dx plus integral x upon x square plus 1 into dx. Okay, so now after this we know that what exactly we have to do. Now we have to integrate with respect to the formula. As clearly we can see that for the linear factor we use this formula, yes or no? Integration 1 upon x into dx is what? Log mod x plus c, yes or no? So here directly we can write this as what? Minus log mod x plus 1. We cannot write plus here because here we have one more integral function. Now what to do about the second one? Okay, now for the second one, as just now only I had explained, the second part, this will get converted into, either it will get converted into f dash x upon f of x formula, or in the type number 1a. So here this section, as clearly we can see that x upon x square plus 1 into dx. Okay, so I am taking this part separately just to explain the concept. Okay, so you will be clear that how to solve this part. Okay, so here we have integral x upon x square plus 1. So here there are two different method. The first method is what? Take let x square plus 1 equals to t. So this will be 2x plus 0 equals to dt upon dx. So 2x into dx, it will be equals to what? Dt. So therefore x into dx will be equals to what? 1 upon 2 into dt, yes or no? So I will be equals to this x square plus 1. In place of x square plus 1 we can write as t, yes or no? And in place of x into dx we can write as what? 1 upon 2 into dt. So 1 upon 2 into dt, yes or no? As 1 upon 2, clearly we can see that here we have constant. Okay, so that we can remove. that number outside the integral, and inside you will get what, 1 upon t into dt, as integral of 1 upon x is what, is log mod of x plus c. So of course 1 upon t into dt will be what, log mod t plus c. So this we can write as 1 upon 2 log mod t plus c. And now we have to resubstitute the value. So this can be written as what, in place of t, resubstitute the value. So here you will get x square plus 1 plus c. So in this way you can present your sum just by taking this part separately, solve it, and just write the answer. Or else the second method is what? The second method, it is very simple. Okay, this was the let method. Second method, just by applying this direct formula, applying this property, we can able to find our answer. Now see how to find. Just simply derivate this part. So x square plus 1, derivate this part. So here you will get what, x square will be what, 2x, and derivative of 1 will be what, 0. So here we have x, yes or no? So with x we require 2, yes or no? So here we'll do the adjustment. We'll multiply this 2, multiply and divide this 2 in a such a way that you must get the previous step, the same question. As here 2 will get cancelled and you will get the same question. Okay, so this is the second method. Second method is what? Just by using this direct property you can able to find your answer. Or one more method is what? By let method. Yes or no? And both the method I had explained in many other types. Yes or no? So your second method is very simple. Just take this denominator part, derivate. So here we got 2x, as in the numerator x was there, so simply you have to multiply and divide by this constant. So that only I did, and arrange this section, the constant, in such a way that you must get the previous step. As clearly we can see that 2 will get cancelled and you will get the previous step. Okay, I equals to 1 upon 2. As this part, clearly we can see that it look like f dash x upon f of x into dx, which can be written as log mod f of x plus c. Yes, see the derivative here, this numerator section will be what, f of x, yes or no? And this numerator, this is the denominator section is f of x, and numerator section we consider as what, f dash x. So derivative, f dash means derivative of f of x. So derivative of x square plus 1 will be what, 2x plus 0, yes or no? As it look like perfectly, this numerator look like f dash x and this look like f of x. So if it match with this property, so we can apply the property directly, that is log mod f of x plus c. Just by using this property we got our answer in just 2 steps. Or else if you apply the let method you will get the answer, it will take a time, but still you are getting the same answer in both the sections. So now it is on you whether you have to solve the second part by using the let method or by using direct property. Okay, so here we'll do by this property method, yes or no? So simply multiply and divide by 2. Okay, so therefore minus log mod x plus 1, 1 upon 2, as this clearly we can see that this is f dash x and this look like f of x. So log mod x square plus 1, as both the integral section we had removed, so we can write plus c here. So that's the end of the sum, and here we can write the property, which property we had used, f dash x upon f of x into dx, which is equals to log mod f of x plus c. I hope you all understood the type number 3 also, how to express the product of whenever the denominator contain the product of a linear factor and non-repeated quadratic factor. So you have to express this function as a upon x minus a and the quadratic section as bx plus c. Remember bx plus c. Okay, don't write only b or c. Okay, and so here you will get three constant term. So but we know that with the help of one linear factor you can able to find only one answer. To find the remaining two answer there is a proper method. There are many such other method also from which you can find your answer, but I feel this is the comfort zone. The sum it is lengthy, but here you will get the perfect answer of a b c. Okay, after finding the value of a b c, just replace the value of a b c. You will get this part, and we know that this function x minus 1 x plus 1 x square plus 1 integral, this function we can replace by this section. As we know that in integration we don't have u by v rule, so that's why we have to apply this so and so things properties to convert this u by v in such a way that where we can integrate our section separately. Because in integration we have addition, subtraction and multiplication rule. Either you try to convert this part into addition, subtraction or multiplication, so where we can integrate our remaining function easily. And rest, as I told, the first part always it will get, the first part always it will get convert into integration of 1 upon x, and the second part always it will get convert into either f dash x upon f of x formula, or sometime it will get converted into type number 1 a. So it doesn't matter here if we have linear or a quadratic expression, still the method will be same, where you will get the value of abc, substitute the value, just the change will be what, if you have a proper quadratic, as here middle term was absent, so here we come across this formula. So if I guess if all the term is present, so of course we have to apply the one of this formula. Okay, so I hope you can try the second type of the subtype 3 by yourself. Okay, so here I can say that's the end of all the types. So I had covered all the sums, all the types, all the example, all the property based on the integration. So here this was the last part of the integration, which was known as integration by partial fraction, method of partial fraction which we say. And in that also there was three subtype, in which the first one it was denominator when it is expressed as non-repeated linear factor. Second one, denominator is expressed as a repeated linear factor. Third one, denominator when it is expressed as product of linear factor and non-quadratic factor. So that's the end of the type number 8 as well as end of the integration chapter. So in the next lecture we're gonna start with the definite integral and see to it that definite integral it will be easy if you know the integration chapter, all the types, all the concept, all the properties. Then only out of 3 to 4 exercise, almost 70 to 80% of the sums of definite integral is based on the integration. As definite integral is just the 20%, it is extended part of the integration. If you are well known of all the types of integration, so of course the definite integral will be easy for you all. So as in the next lecture we're gonna start with the next chapter, that is definite integral, and see to that without knowing all the basic concept, all the types, all the exercise sums, we cannot able to solve our sum, because your first 2 3 exercises based on the whole and sole integration. So before dealing with the next chapter, that is definite integral, please try to buy out all the properties, all the concept, remember all the concept, all the properties, all the sums, all the types. Okay, so there will be a mixture of the sum, so you have to guess that particular sum is of which type, type number 1, type number 2, type number 3, or it is a type number 1a b. So you have to remember all the section as type wise. So till then, goodbye, see you in next lecture, and in next lecture we're gonna start with definite integral.